Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how I prepare my camera gear for when I go traveling. So I got this question from someone when we were doing a YouTube seminar here locally in Vancouver, and they were asking me, how do you know what gear to bring when you are traveling? So the first thing that I want to ask myself is, first of all, where am I going and what kind of trip is this going to be? So typically I've got two types of trips. It's usually either business related, like we're going to seminars or, physical classes, or it's going to be like an adventure type trip, or it's a combination of both. Give you an example here of an adventure type is when I went to Bermuda this past August for my sister's wedding. We all flew over there, the whole family, and I wasn't doing any work. Like, it was my sister's wedding, so we pretty much just had fun the whole time, did a lot of water sports, water adventures, walking around, taking the bus everywhere, hanging out on the beach, just basically doing the island life. So that's going to be different from a trip that I do to San Francisco. So usually when I go to San Francisco, it's for an online teachers conference, this company called Udemy. And, they have this teachers conference for online teachers that use their platform. And me, Narit, we go over there. They're based in San Francisco. That's going to be a totally different trip because we are going to be attending seminars probably for 2 days straight, taking notes, doing business stuff, networking with people. It's not going to be the same type of trip than what I would do in Bermuda. So that means I'm going to bring different camera gear. Also, in the adventure trips, it's usually outdoor, doing outdoor sports, water sports. In San Francisco, it's going to be indoor, listening to speakers, doing indoor activities. So that's the first thing, is you want to decide, okay, what kind of trip is this going to be? Because if it's the adventure kind, I'm likely not going to bring this camera right here that I'm using. This is the DSLR, it's the Nikon D5500. I'm likely not going to bring this type of a microphone either. I'm likely going to bring my smaller cameras like my GoPro cameras. I have a Fusion and a Hero. I'm going to bring all of those types of mounts and accessories. I'm likely not going to bring any external microphones because I'm not going to be doing videos like this. But let's say if I'm going to San Francisco, I'm likely going to bring a tripod, the one that's on here, this type of a camera, possibly this microphone because we might be doing interviews with other people. So the next step is to start prepping your gear after you've decided what kind of trip this is going to be. The first step that I do when prepping is to charge all of the batteries. It really sucks when you're about to go film something and your battery is dead or it's dying and something really cool is happening. So to prevent that, we charge all of our batteries, and we actually have double or triple batteries for each camera that we have. So this Nikon has 2 batteries, the one that is currently in there, and then I actually have one charging right now on the wall. The GoPro that I have, it uses more batteries, so I actually have 3 batteries for my GoPro Fusion. It goes through batteries pretty fast, it's powerful, so I have 3 different batteries, and I will charge all 3 of them. I won't just make sure that one of them is charged and maybe the other one is, but I will make sure that all 3 are charged. Next, I'm going to be going through all of the SD cards, memory cards of the cameras, and I'm going to start removing the footage that is not needed on that camera. Another thing that sucks is when you start to go and film something and you don't have any space on your camera. There's literally only a couple minutes of space, or you don't even have space at all. So I'm either going to transfer the footage onto a hard disk drive or transfer it onto my laptop or just delete it altogether. I want to clear up as much space as possible on these memory cards, SD cards, so that they're ready for use when the time comes to film. I also have extras of those too, so I have 2 SD cards for this camera right here, and I have 4 SD cards for our GoPros because the footage is a little bit larger and it's more likely to get damaged in that camera because GoPros, I'm pretty rough with that. It goes underwater, so I have more extras just in case something happens. The next thing after that, while things are charging, I've removed the SD cards, is you want to think about the accessories that come with each camera. So like I said, for the GoPro cameras, obviously there's going to be some things that are going to happen that you don't know about, but generally you want to be prepared. So with my GoPro cameras, I usually always bring the chest mount harness. So that's the harness that I wear around here, and I can mount the camera right here. That's usually my go-to mount that I bring. But if I know that I'm going to be doing other things, like if I'm going to be biking, I'm going to bring my GoPro bike mount. Or if I'm going to need to attach it to my wrist, I'm going to bring the wrist mount. And for this camera right here in San Francisco, I needed to bring this microphone set because we were going to be interviewing other teachers and other entrepreneurs. So then I would need a tripod as well. You want to think about the accessories needed for the things that you have currently planned. And if you've got other accessories, you also want to make sure that those batteries are charged. Like if I were to bring this microphone, you want to make sure that this microphone's batteries are charged and its extra set of batteries as well are charged. So when I travel, I try to think about the gear that I'm actually going to use. I try not to bring too much camera gear because then it gets really heavy. I want as least as possible, and I want to only bring things that I'm actually going to use. Another thing is we never check in our camera gear. We always carry it on, and we always carry it on us just in case it gets damaged or lost or stolen. It's always on us, so we carry it onto the plane ourselves, and we just usually put it in the overhead baggage storage above us. And if you guys are interested in all of the gear that we use, you guys can head down to the description down below because I have a list of all the stuff that we use, all the microphones, all the cameras, all the accessories are all down there. So that is what I do to prepare our gear for when we're traveling. Now, if you do this and you actually take time to prepare, it makes it a lot easier and you'll be a lot more prepared for your trip. Because if you just wing it, you might be out there and you might not have the mount to go into the water. You might not have the case because you didn't think to bring it. So if you actually take time to think about what type of trip it's going to be and you plan your gear accordingly, then you're more likely to get the shots that you want. All right, guys, well, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Back from the dead.